Yeah, man, I just don't know what it is. Everyone wants me to review Romero's Aftermath. No, I haven't played it yet. Another zombie survival game. Okay, I'm gonna try it out. Well, at least it's free to play, right? Yeah, okay, well, it's worth checking it out, I think, right? Yeah, see ya. Well, let's try it out. Romero's Aftermath. What are those? Getting some weird memories back. This game looks familiar. Let me check. No. No! No! Let me out. Let me out. Guys, just know that I'm doing this just for you. Romero's Aftermath is a survival, horror, massively multiplayer, online RPG developed and published by Free Reign Entertainment, who are the same developers of DayZ. DayZ, also known as Infestation, survival stories. One of the first ever games that I've reviewed on this channel. I have very fond memories of it. Not good, actually. Not fond memories. They are horrible memories. But then this game was announced. Now they have actually released it on Steam, and it's a free-to-play game, which is still a huge improvement compared to the original game. But how is it? Well, the game looks bad. It's not a particularly good looking game. The performance, first of all, is terrible. I can barely get 60 FPS by looking at the sky, even at the lowest settings, and many people are complaining about the horrible performance in the game. After that, you have the graphics. Houses that pop in the environment, constant vegetation that's just randomly appearing here and there. A horrible level design, because some houses have rooms with literally nothing in them. They aren't even closets or anything like that, they're just rooms empty, with nothing in it, which is extremely weird and nonsensical. And also, the character models, not great. They pretty much look exactly like the ones in WarZ, which I wouldn't actually be surprised if that's the situation, because it looks horrible, and it looks exactly like WarZ, which is really weird. I don't know. It's basically the exact copy of WarZ, and that means that you have some crafting elements that make no sense at all. Horrible combat with zombies that just keep fainting every time you hit them, and just like, why? Why do they do that? Firearms. There are less firearms, at least that's a relatively good thing about the game, but they also work pretty badly. Melee combat is crap, trading with other players is okay, that's one of the good parts of the game. The map, the sandbox, this time they didn't say that there were gonna be multiple maps like in WarZ. This time there actually is a gigantic sandbox, which is something that I actually appreciated. Until you actually have to go from one point to the other, and sometimes there's just nothing in it. This has actually turned more into a running simulator than an actual zombie apocalypse simulator. And that's just some of the horrible aspects in the game, including terrible balance between some weapons, just some items that are completely useless. One of the good things that I actually have to say about this game is that currently the community is really good. I have not found a single person that tried to kill me. I haven't tried to kill anyone. All of the players were just fine with me hanging around them, walking past them, because just because there aren't enough firearms for everyone to have, almost no one will try to kill you by shooting at you, and melee combat sucks, and it's just too bad to try and go shank someone where you can just headshot them from afar. So I never got killed by someone, and that's a great point. Also, there are some pretty bad technical issues. Even though the game is still in early access, I could not log into a multitude of servers. Every time I spent 10 minutes loading the game up, when it loaded the game, oops, 2 minutes again, another loading time, to go back to the menu and say, oh, you couldn't connect to the server. Why? It's a public server, there are 100 and more people playing in it, and I couldn't join it, which was weird. Really weird, but whatever. The game is actually pretty easy compared to the WarZ, which is not a problem to me, because WarZ was tedious. It really was a tedious experience. Well, this one is actually a pretty more balanced experience in terms of survival. You don't lose as much health, food and water need during the game as other games, especially like in DayZ, which is something that I really love, because having this constant meter going down every 10 seconds is infuriating and it gives you a lot of anxiety. But in this game it actually goes down really slow. Also, the zombies are extremely easy to kill. It's a zombie survival game, and you have to find food, and you do find food, you do find water, you do find items to use for crafting, and that's it. The sound is another terrible aspect. It's actually worse. It's actually worse than WarZ. It's worse. Why? I don't know. But all the zombies make some sounds that just stop every couple of seconds. Why are they stopping? They're zombies, why are they stopping? I don't know. Maybe because they really didn't program the zombie sounds that well, because if every single zombie made a sound, it would be a horrible disaster. This way it's less worse, but it's still pretty terrible. Also, the sounds of different items are not pretty good. Some sound effects actually feel like they're missing. The voices, well, there is no voice, it's just a guy jumping and crawling around. That's not particularly worth talking about. And the soundtrack, non-existent except in the menu, it's just fine, so it's not good even in the sound department. Replayability, it's... I don't know replayability. This type of games, you just go play them for 100 hours, 200 hours and just say, oh yeah, I played the game, it was fun because I love survival horror games. If you don't like this type of survival games though, you will leave it after a couple of hours and I won't blame you. I really won't blame you if you leave this game. Overall, you must not play this game. You really don't. Because I've played this game for 4 hours. And those 4 hours will not come back to me. I've wasted them. But please, don't make the same mistake that I did, okay? Don't play the game. Even though it's free, even though you're tempted to play it, don't play it. There are a multitude of better survival games out there. I think Minecraft is way better, even though they're different games. I think DayZ, that's still in freaking early access after 3 years almost, is a better game than this one. I spent a lot of hours, more than 80 hours playing DayZ, and I love it. I still really like the game. There are tons of problems with it, but I do like it. This one though, it's really not worth playing, especially because it's just a free-to-play version of the WarZ. So guys, don't play this game in any way, shape or form. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next video.